What's up guys, this is Abby, welcome to Your Penny Matters. Today we're going to talk about something that is rarely discussed but affects some of the biggest purchases in our lives, credit scores. Over the course of this video, I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to get what most people consider to be a perfect credit score. If you noticed recently, I just hit the 800 plus mark. Now I wanted to make this video for a long time, but I wanted to make sure that the methods actually work for me first before I share them with you guys. So let's start with understanding what an actual credit score is. Now, if you Google this, Wikipedia and other websites will give you definitions like a credit score is a numerical expression based on a level analysis of a person's credit files to represent the creditworthiness of an individual. Now, what this means is your credit score is just a number that a bank or an institution looks at to determine if they'll give you a loan, and if so, at what interest rate. Now, the number ranges between anywhere from 300 to 850 in the United States and 300 to 900 in Canada. Now, when I first learned about a credit score, I remember asking myself, why do I need a high credit score? Why does it matter? Now, here are a few reasons why a higher credit score is actually better. Number one, lower interest rates. The higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate, the lesser you pay back, aka more savings. Now in this example listed on Bank of America's website, if you have a higher credit score and you're applying for a $200,000 mortgage, you end up saving $67,000 in interest charges, which coincidentally is the price of a brand new 2020 Chevy Corvette Stingray. That's enough money for a mid-engine 2020 sports car. Hey, if you like that, hit the like button and subscribe. Number two, free money. Now, a great credit score can give you many opportunities to get free money, like let's say a line of credit or a credit card with great benefits. For example, I was offered a $50,000 line of credit from my bank for free without me even having to apply for one. They just called me one fine day and said, hey, do you want $50,000 in a line of credit? By just looking at my credit score. And I was like, hey, why not? Sure. Now, just to clarify, a line of credit is essentially a loan, but you can pay it back whenever you want to and with abysmally low interest rates. Number three, increased limits on your credit cards. Who doesn't like more room to spend? The more responsible you become with your spending, the higher your credit score becomes, which prompts your bank to give you pre-approved increases on your credit cards. Now, number four and number five are great benefits to have. They are lower insurance rates and getting cell phones on contract with no deposits and with great discounts. So these are some great benefits that you can also get if you have a higher credit score, because they look at that when you apply for these as well. Now that we know why we need a great credit score, let's move on to the important part, the how. How do I get it perfect? Now these are the 5 easy steps that you can follow to get a perfect credit score. Step 1, never miss a payment. And I mean never ever miss a payment, not even once. Now there are 2 ways you can go about doing this. You can either pay in full. I do this always because I don't like to pay interest charges, and essentially every month I get free money which I pay back interest free in 30 days. Or you can pay the minimum monthly payments. Now I advise this only if you have some financial difficulty in that month. Otherwise, I always advise you to pay it in full so that you're essentially getting everything for free. Step 2, having multiple credit cards or types of credit. Now you don't need a lot of credit cards. Me personally, I only have 3 credit cards and 1 line of credit. I don't have an auto loan or a mortgage. If you have these, it's good news as it helps diversify your credit portfolio, but only and only if you manage them properly. Ergo, never miss a payment. Tip time. Let's say you already have a credit card with 4 years of history on it. It's always better to increase the limits on that existing card rather than applying for a new card. So this is because your credit history is based off the average history of the number of cards you have. So if you get a new card, your credit history is essentially reduced because you just got a new card with no history on it, unless you're in it for the long run. Now that you've increased your credit limit, don't go spending that extra money on useless stuff, which brings me to my next step. Credit utilization or monthly spending. Now, a lot of websites give different numbers when it comes to credit utilization. What worked for me is 40% and below every month. So for example, let's say your credit card has $1,000 as credit limit on it. Now your statement should not exceed $400 a month. Now this gets progressively easier as your credit limit increases, which brings me to my next step. Step number 4. Ask for a credit limit increase every 6 to 8 months. Ideally, it's better to wait for a pre-approved credit limit increase, but if you're not offered one, it's always better to ask for a credit limit increase every 6 to 8 months. Now some banks may take up to a year to give pre-approved increases, but my personal experience is that they usually approve a request every 6 to 8 months, provided you follow steps 1 to 3. You have to continually keep doing these steps over and over again because this is a game in which you're in it for the long run. Which brings me to my final point. Start now. It's always better to start now because this takes time and patience. My personal experiences taught me that if you have a clean history, you can get a perfect score in just under 2 years. So that was my first video and I shot it in May. So an update, I do mention that in the channel that I do not have an auto loan, but right now I do. And another reason why you guys should aim for a great credit score is you guys can get great deals on cars. So I have an auto loan now, and this is my Jaguar XF. It is a 2017 Jaguar XF Prestige version, and it is a 340 horsepower V6 supercharged engine. And upcoming video will explain why and how I got this. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Do leave a comment and ask me questions if you have any. The topic of credit scores is actually quite vast. I've only covered the basics and what has worked for me personally. And do hit that like button and subscribe because your penny matters.
Oh, Mark hooked another one.